What it do? It's two poets and a baby. A for part 3. Yeah, he a little heavy. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't think I don't love it. Hold my shot. I love to.
No, but whenever I'm here, I'm gonna take him.
But he heavy, y'all. He is almost 18 pounds and he's only 4 months.
Yeah, y'all gonna just see his hair though, cause ain't nobody holding him up all of that.
But we're at part 3. Part 3 is when
part 3 is
we made our separate brands.
Yeah.
Possibly like out of spite. I don't really think there was spite involved.
I think we needed different outlets away from each other.
We needed the growth, but it was still a very passive aggressive move. That's what I was trying to say. So anyway, I mixed Dash Forecast on July 7th, 2017.
I don't remember the date, but and then I started Dark Matter into that. But basically, even though we were still really close, we were working at the same place, but for the same family and stuff, there were still a lot of things that we weren't communicating on. And our next blow up happened, and that one was
my next one have it last, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Like,
last.
At least
I'm
build
like
up,
super huge.
Yeah.
Because we argued.
stopped talking for a minute after that.
I blocked Vicky because I thought she was jacking my style.
Basically. And I think for me it was more so I was experimenting with doing multiple things at once, but a lot of it, especially with writing, Skylar always has that connection. In interviews, that's like what she does. So I think a lot of it was just us not talking. And
I think it was just her after that.
Yeah.
I think it was just her. I think it was just like,
it was build-up
she
too.
don't even do this and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then it was a build-up. It literally stemmed from Soul and Money to Conscious Collective to just rushing over it to being in depression, and then we made our own separate brands and then after that, I remember
we took space. We were just like, we're gonna need space. At that point I was really wondering if we were even gonna be best friends anymore.
Yeah, okay, but look, this is what it is. I was like, I feel like this is a really important part to this, why I'm stopping and mentioning it. I was like, I feel like you jocked my style pretty much. You need to find your own, you're gonna find your purpose, but da 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 da. Right? And I feel like that was hard to hear, and that was hard for me to say, because I didn't want to hurt her like that, but I also knew, like, I just was so, like she said, I was just so connected to it. And
I also think it was, sorry to interject, but Skylar didn't want us, because we were fine being similar before, but I think you reached that point too when you made Skylar's Squarecast, that she was almost trying to be not associated with me anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that
that
was the point that we were at. And there was truth in what she was saying for sure. Because I was still finding like exactly what I want to do. So yeah, after that point I took that time. I did want to hear out what Skylar was saying, so I took that time to take a pause from Dark Matter Insight, take a pause from our relationship, and do some soul searching. But in that same aspect, I still didn't feel like you understood where I was coming from then. Mm-hmm. And then I think we met up again that summer.
So we met up
because we were always trying to salvage something.
We talked about it. We did our initial over the phone argument, and that was the first time we kind of left without where we felt like we wanted to talk to each other. I feel like that was a really, really first time that it ever felt like that. And then we actually did talk to each other. Like, she was blocked. I don't want to see her thing. And eventually we just unfriended each other.
I think that's when you were
Like,
saying
everything.
best friend and everything.
What?
The fake best friend and everything. Just that whole committee. And I think you started gravitating towards other people then too, and finding other networks to build in. Because I was like so hurt. I was like,
It was horrible.
it was really bad.
It was horrible, and we literally were. The only thing that,
We got hurt.
I won't say the only thing, but the thing that really got us to talk again was the day I found out I was pregnant.
Young Trey, the young guy Trey.
I remember.
Yeah, cute.
I remember finding out, and if you guys want to see like a labor and delivery kind of video, let us know in the comments. But like, what's it called? I remember like I have been going through something for like 3 months. If you want to see the labor and delivery video, I'll explain what the thing is. But I've been going through something for 3 months. I thought I was unable to have kids because I have endometriosis, and it was just something that, even through all the craziness of us almost not being best friends, was something that we definitely talked about, both of us.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the
we have a
possibility.
video of that too.
Yeah, of us.
Having kids in
Yeah.
the future. I'm sure a lot of women go through that.
Yeah. And so I ended up getting pregnant, but we weren't talking really. We really weren't talking at all.
At all. Like,
At all. And I'm pretty sure people knew.
People didn't though.
Really?
No.
I feel like people felt it.
I feel like people felt it because they didn't see us together like that.
Alex kept asking.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
A lot of people for me didn't know that we weren't like, one, because we weren't on campus like that regardless. Well, at least I wasn't and stuff. But I already moved off campus. So I feel like the distancing was already happening. But people didn't know how serious it was. Like,
Yeah. I think they were just like, oh, Stolen Honey. But Alex kept saying, well, you know, if Stolen Honey's gone, then you know what that means.
Oh, really?
Like in a way,
Exactly.
he would. But anyway, we
So she hit me up that she was pregnant.
I literally was like, I didn't want to tell her. I actually questioned telling her, but I was like, that's my best friend. Through everything, that's my best friend.
You okay? And I had a lot of mixed feelings.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think I just
You called me.
I called you, but you didn't answer. And I think you said
That sounds like me.
you said you'll talk to me later or something like that, and then I sent you the screenshot.
So circumstances outside of our friendship, I felt like I was there a lot, but it wasn't being reciprocated as much. So
Can you explain it?
you're gonna have to come back. We gonna wait for Skylar, guys, so she can be here to interject. Trey needs his pacifier. I didn't hear what you said.
Can you explain that? The circumstances outside of our friendship.
Yeah.
Give what you mean like that.
Yeah. So mainly in this situation, we were having a lot of. It would have. You want it or not? I was having a hard time because Skylar was going through a breakup, but that breakup was with my best friend. And even though me and Skylar got close,
Go ahead.
it's blocking me.
I'm sorry.
You want me to feed him?
Yeah. I just didn't want you to.
Trying to multitask. I felt like it was a lot of weight that was put on me, trying to be there for her and stuff like that. But I didn't know how to voice that I don't want to talk about those things anymore until like later on in our friendship. So I didn't want to make myself available again when you were pregnant just out of the fact that she needs somebody. I didn't want to just be there because you need me. I wanted to be there because I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Because you wanted me to. So we decided before we even moved on with like the premise of how I was going to be there for Trey and for her and to go through that journey with them, we had to talk about everything.
But what Vicky doesn't know is that I was really scared to tell her. You know what I'm saying? Because we were so distant. And I had in my head I just felt like we were just not going to be best friends again. Not that I didn't want to, but it felt like.
It was years that we were going on with that passive aggressiveness.
Yeah, not that I didn't want to. I just felt like she really didn't want to, so it was just like, whatever.
Yeah, at that point, I'm not going to lie, I was over it. At that point,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
She was over it. So I was just like, well, whatever. You know, like, and so then, even though I wanted it to work out, but this is something she knew too, I think.
Yeah, and I wanted it to work out, but I think the problem was that we kept having those discussions of like thinking we were moving past it, but even with that situation, like the whole Jackie and shit, like it was a build up of feelings that I always feel like I was getting like bum rushed with, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? But they were a build up of things that we just weren't getting out on both of our ends.
On both of our ends. So anyway,
I'm all the way out the frame again. I don't know how you keep going there.
So I just, whatever, that happened, and then, yeah, like.
So we had to talk. We went to a park. That's when
But I was angry that she didn't want to have a talk. When she initially asked to have a talk. I was just like, nigga, I just told you I'm pregnant.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I was like, but that was me really trying to move forward properly, because I didn't want to keep going in that cycle of like.
Yeah, but I think I was more so frustrated. Yes, that she asked that I was pregnant, but also this idea that she would question if I wanted her to be there because I need her versus I would really want her to be there. Why wouldn't I want her to be there? That's my best friend. Why else would I go out my way to tell you I'm pregnant?
I mean, that's true and all, and that's true, but just how bad things were. Made you block me? I'm not one of these niggas.
Anyway.
Just saying, but.
Why would I go out of my way, bro? But she right though, I did block her, so I could see that. But that's just my thing. When I'm upset at people, I block you because what people don't realize is, and I was telling our life coach this, that. But I was telling our life coaches that if I feel like I'm hurting somebody, I'm no good for that person, because they keep telling me this. I feel like I have to, in loving them, I feel like I had to protect them by taking myself out of the equation.
That's how you felt. I thought you was mad.
I was mad, but then initially, I was mad initially, but then after we got settled, especially by the time I was pregnant, I was like, none of that shit even mattered.
Yeah, makeup conversation.
We got everything.
Yeah, I don't even know, like,
we just kind of had it.
Like, you know what? Let's put all that shit back. Like, at that point, we were like, past is past. At this point, what are we going to do to move forward? Because if we keep reflecting on.
We just put a lot of emphasis on actually
moving forward.
You know, putting in action to what we were saying. And I feel like we said less and actually did more that time. That was a big difference. Before in the past, we were like, we wanted this to be this way. And last initial conversation was like, all right, this is what it's not going to be. And then our actions.
And we spent time together again.
That was the biggest thing. We are so big on not being passive aggressive and spending hella time together.
And it's hard, especially now, like in their adult life. It was all cool in college when we roommates and we were doing everything. But now it's like we may luck out because we work together and we were going to school together. But now our schedules have changed. So we always have to readapt to like.
But it helps having our own houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. So now we're back and we're better.
And that's why I think we always say, I know especially me, I say, nigga, we can't go nowhere. And ain't nobody in this world, no fake best friends, none of that. that can equate. I'm sorry. I'm the maid of honor. Fuck that. Little does the groom know I'm the real.
I'm honestly dead. You know, my boyfriend is like not heated, but like how Ruth does. They like to tell me that Trey's not my son, and I'll be like,
yes.
Y'all
She's the
don't
third parent,
understand.
yo.
But
She
it's
is the
cool.
third parent. She was in the room.
So that nigga come out.
Whatchamacallit, rubbing my back, letting me stare awkwardly into her eyes, smelling my throat breath. You know what Fred said?
What?
He said that the reason why everybody was glad that they weren't the ones that I was pulling down and holding.
It's because of your breath.
It's like, as quiet as this cat, he probably.
Well, that shit, like, woo. But you know what? I think my emotions were so high that I didn't even
He
like.
didn't even care.
Yeah, I don't even remember that being a part, to be honest.